back here at GSL Codas. Shorter games today so far, Tosis.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick day so far, but don't worry, Tasteless. We're going to slow that down with a good old-fashioned TDT.
Polt against TaeJa. I don't think most people would expect to have these two guys in the losers match.
You wouldn't think so, but that is how good Codas is, guys.
Yep.
Codas gets harder and harder every season because everyone's getting better, and anyone who is not keeping up is out.
Is gone forever.
Dude, we don't have MC or Nesty in this season. You know who else we don't have? Supernova. Supernova, if he was in Codas this season, would win the Nesty Award.
That's true. It's almost sad that he didn't.
Do you have to do 10 in a row or just 10 for a Nesty Award? I don't know.
I thought it was just 10.
I don't know.
But I could be wrong.
Imagine if it's 10 in a row. That just means that no one will ever win one ever again.
Pretty much.
Almost. I think MVP is really close. That's my guess.
Yeah, well, he got knocked out like, what was it, earlier this year?
He spent one season in Kodae, I believe.
But you know we have less seasons now.
Yeah, we have 5-year right now.
What do we have last year? 8?
Well, we had open seasons, and then we had a whole bunch. I don't know. I don't know, man. We switched everything around a few times.
It's all a big blur of SCVs being pulled and Brood Lords being sucked into a vortex.
Yeah.
11 people are like, tasteless. Remember last year in Season 3, that one game between MC and some of the Protoss? And I'm like, I'm not sure if I do, man. It is a total blur. All right, guys, get ready, because one of these two nerds is going out of the GSL Codas. Everything's on the line. Let's do this.
Vegas.
Wow.
All right, let's do this in the red, in the bottom right. Losing. No shame in losing, though. 2 partying. We have our Terran player. He is
TSA Port.
And in the upper left, we have our other Terran player losing to another Protoss player, and I think what most of us would be consider an upset finale. He is
Liquid TaeJa.
So
we have an update, guys.
Wonderful fan came over and showed us that, in fact, it's 10 consecutive Codas seasons for the Nesty Awards. So Supernova at 9, and in the up and downs, which he did reasonably well in, but did not make it out of, unfortunately, because they are so stacked. Now starts over. I'm sorry, Supernova. The odds of you ever getting that award are so slim. And in fact, you know what? Nesty probably said, you know what? I just got the Nesty Award. Okay, there's now an award named after me because I did the sickest thing you could possibly do. And I think I'm all set. I'm going to just peace out and go to Code B.
Yeah.
And give myself a real challenge coming back in.
I'm going to go to make it.
Stand in Code S, obviously not a challenge for Nesty. He did it 10 times in a row. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Going through Code B, he's never had to do that. He's going to try it.
He needs a new challenge.
Yeah. And
he's that guy that, like, you know, he restarts the game and picks, you know, he restarts Final Fantasy and picks only red mages.
He restarts and picks only black mages.
That's
trying to get through that last area with 99 heals only.
No kidding, man. That's back when the Nintendo couldn't handle 3 digits.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's rough, man. Who's ever going to do that again?
I don't think there's
honestly, a few players that are like reasonably close. I think
they have 6 consecutive or 7 now.
Yes, but probably I mean, right around there.
All it takes is like one stacked group. And
someone watch and tweet at us and tell us who's actually close. Like, give us a couple names. I'm interested in this now because it's so hard to stay in Code S nowadays. It's like silly.
Yeah, Code S is pretty cutthroat nowadays. So both players are going to go for their quick command centers. A little bit of a deviation here. It looks like TaeJa's going to go for double gas.
So is Polt.
All right, never mind. No deviation at all.
No deviation.
And M.
And B. All right. Both throw up a second rack. So we're going to see Biotank against Biotank. Just Marines and tanks.
Remember, Antigua Shipyard, a lot of this is about center map control.
Yes, indeed.
The high ground gets some siege tanks up there. Pretty hard to run around, pretty hard to surprise the other guy.
That's right, but these guys are very good at maneuvering. You know,
that's true.
Polt can pull out some pretty awesome moves, especially in the mid game. But I feel like, you know, if you get like a really solid contained position on him, it can be pretty hard for him. Because, you know, he's such a micro-based player, and when there's not much micro you can do against tanks that are in siege mode on high ground. Not a lot, Tasteless.
Yeah. Siege tanks, turns out, are pretty good.
They're all right.
What with their splash damage and insane range?
Their huge amount of damage. The cool noises they make when they siege up or unsiege.
How do you like my siege tank impression?
That was really good.
Thank you.
You know, they used to call unsiege tanks in Starcraft when they called it pung pung mode.
Yeah.
Because that's what it sounded like when it shot. That's what they called it in Korea.
Siege mode's not. Siege tanks not in siege mode are actually pretty good too.
They actually have higher DPS.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, they shoot really quick. Well, that doesn't count for splash.
Yeah.
Anyways, look at this. Both guys getting a starport up. They both have the double racks as well. Looks like we're going to see from Polt some Banshee play. He scans and sees that, in fact, from TaeJa, there's going to be Banshee play as well. So now, does anyone get...
Let's go Viking, Raven, or something?
Yeah, it could be. Neither player looks like they're actually going to be going for Cloak, though. It looks like it's just going to be Banshees. So maybe Banshee, then Viking from both players.
Okay.
So these two, like, kind of just washing up against each other. Very similar in everything. TaeJa getting stim first, Polt getting combat shields first. Only real difference. And, I mean, that'll help out against the Banshee, I guess. So
yeah.
There you go.
All right, we got a Minivac about to pop out. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of downtime here. It's pretty easy for them because of where the add-ons are. You can't really do anything sneaky. You just have to keep attaching stuff to those add-ons. So they're going to have a very good idea of what to expect from each other.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's actually very interesting. Maybe someone should come up with a metagame build where you make like an extra racks early on, and then you just make like 3 reactors and 3 tech labs. So they just like scan and see all these add-ons, and then you see like the factory like floating across them, and they have no idea which one it's going to.
So
that'd be a pretty sick move.
Somebody get Blizzard on my speed dial right away.
All
right, so we're gonna
tell
drop over
MVP
here.
about this.
Yeah, man. All right, now you can see Polt is moving out at the same time that TaeJa is about to do a drop. There is a Viking here, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is going to depend on where Polt opts to try to drop, or TaeJa opts to try to drop.
One thing also to say is TaeJa a little bit slower with siege mode. Not a big deal though. Nice drop.
Man.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
That is going to do a lot of damage. He can actually stop stim and siege mode, but he's going to go after SCVs, which is fine as well.
All right, now going after this Viking, and Polt unable to keep up.
Already a ridiculous amount of damage. And
he's like, wait a minute, I can't get that. That's still up.
It's going to cancel stim. And
he can actually win with a timing push after this if he wants.
He might be able to.
Yeah, if you actually just regroup.
Oh, you know what? With siege mode, I feel like he can't quite win. But, you know what? Siege mode's going to finish for TaeJa here pretty soon, so...
All right, he's going over combat shields, try to deny this.
And he will deny. But siege mode's about to finish for TaeJa, so he's going to be able to push it back immediately.
Now losing this barracks and the combat shields, it's not that much of a big deal, you know?
No, it's really not. Not comparatively to losing stim upgrade.
He wants to gun down the medevac here while he sieges up the siege tanks.
Oh, and he loses the medevac. Nice scan there, though. And will deal a lot of extra damage because of it. Gets the siege tank and the Marines.
I thought TaeJa was going to do a little bit better back there.
Yeah, I did too. You know what? It was just good scan by Polt. I think that's all it really comes down to.
Yeah, I agree.
Good, smart scan.
All right, he needs to pick this up and get out of there. All right, at least the medevac survives.
Well,
Stim right now, by the way, just now starting here for Polt again.
Yeah. Both players are getting their third command center. Polt's a lot quicker this game. And the game looks like it's kind of normalizing here. I mean, with no stim, Polt can't be out on the map right now, so TaeJa can gain map control if he likes. Not that it's a big deal right now, though, because although he can gain map control, he can't go as far as, let's say, denying the third base. And the stuff in the center doesn't matter quite yet. They're not high enough supply to really have that
it's
be...
Not, it's not a chess game yet, guys.
Yeah, not quite. We'll get there.
Sit tight.
Have patience.
Well, their supplies are fairly even right now. Excuse me. Check the siege tank count here on your computer, Artosis. It's 4-2, so TaeJa a little bit behind in siege tanks. But that's not too huge right now.
No, again, it's really not. And in fact, you know, Polt, he showed early on that he was focusing on the siege tanks. And of course, that helped him when he did that scan and killed the extra siege tank of TaeJa's as well. And that's going to give him the protection he needs while he waits for that really slow stim to catch up.
Talk about slow, man. It's going to be about 13 minutes into this game before he has stim. That's super late.
Yeah, that is quite late.
TaeJa could do a massive drop here into Polt's main base.
You see mech players get stim before that, TaeJa.
Jeez Maries.
You say Jeez Maries?
Or Jeez Louise, or whatever it is. Don't leave Maries out of this.
How dare you?
How dare you, man. All right, both players taking their third, roughly synced up at about the same time.
TaeJa, the first player to add a second factory, and that's going to catch him up on siege tanks relatively quickly. Looks like Polt focusing on marine production a little bit more. He's building 11 at a time as opposed to just 9 building at a time for TaeJa. TaeJa is adding his Raxes, though, so he'll catch up on them eventually. Also, TaeJa ahead on the upgrades, starting 2-2, whereas Polt's 1-1, not quite finished. Will be pretty soon, though. But, I mean, it's a very close game with Polt just slightly behind.
Yeah, and Polt's pretty smart. He knows how to maneuver around. All right, looks like he might try to seize the center. Polt being the first one to do that right now, even though the supply is a slight deficit as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, but if he has that positional advantage, it won't matter. So.
Starting to wonder if TaeJa should have just picked up either dropped right now or, taken that center location.
Notice that both players have actually made turret rings as well as sensor towers to see anything incoming because they know that's very important. Now, Polt, because they both have that up, the fact that Polt's taking positional advantage is a big deal. And even though TaeJa's up in supply, I have to give Polt a little edge.
Now, there is a drop, I believe, headed towards Polt's third base.
There certainly is. But he does have units rallied like just below his third. So unless I feel like that drop isn't really going to do anything substantial. And really the only real difference we're seeing in these two players right now is that Polt has a better position.
All right, looks like the drop is now occurring over here. Because we're not going to get a shot of that just yet, but it is going to be deflected very easily. Oh, wow, Polt just annihilating that.
Uh-oh. And Polt actually, oh my god, he takes all these volleys to his brain, so now he's just going to lose.
Damn.
Wow, that was brutal right there. He was actually looking away for just a moment, and these Marines were in the front as TaeJa's tank sieged, and thus he took that extra volley, then he took another one. It seemed like he was a bit confused as he stemmed, and it wiped him out right there. That was pretty brutal.
All right, fanning out over here. Now there are 2 more siege tanks in the back of this, but it looks like there should be enough that he can actually just gun down the siege tank right now. Nicely done. I can keep pushing this location. Siege tank count right now, 4 for Polt and 8 for TaeJa.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, and all this is just because those Marines took that extra damage from that first volley. Pretty rough, really. The Marines are trying to come forward, but Polt with reinforcements just in time here. Can he wipe out these Marines? They do have 2-2 at a time when he just has 1-1, so another great time here by TaeJa.
Nicely done, takes in that siege tank. Too many siege tanks back here for Polt to move on this.
And you can see slowly but surely TaeJa's pushing him back more and more, and it all goes back to that. So Polt having a little bit of a hard time here. Still has that watchtower, but TaeJa is closing in on him.
Yeah, TaeJa's doing a very good job considering he does not have the high ground nor the necessary vision here. Oh, once again, Polt just slightly overstepping his boundaries.
TaeJa right now acting much like the very fierce snake, the boa constrictor.
Yes, unhinging his jaw, if you will.
Wrapping around Polt is what I was going for, but yes, they can unhinge their jaw
They
to
do.
eat large animals as well.
Digest a nerd, I believe, over the course of, what is it, a day or a week or something?
Well, TaeJa has to do it tonight because this is we're not casting through Bay tomorrow. We're casting through B.
All right, just barely out of range of each other here.
9 tanks against 6. So the difference becoming less and less. Polt is catching up.
Ooh, TaeJa backing up now. That's confusing. I like the one Viking over here.
I really like that, yeah.
Just a spot.
With this many siege tanks, you can't kill that with Marines. You just cannot do it.
No, cannot do it.
So Polt's actually, there's another Viking being made in this TaeJa. So, you know, Polt, though, it's okay right here, right now, because he has the watchtower. And that gives him the vision. Oops.
Whoopsies.
No, too close.
All right, Polt is doing a very good job now kind of securing this location. The hidden bases have not been scouted just yet. SCV's being transferred. And note that since TaeJa's maxed out, we may see him try to bust in here.
But Polt is close enough to max out.
Oh,
God,
nice.
That was good. That was a nice
That was
by TaeJa.
really good.
Yeah, but Polt during all this has taken his 4th, as TaeJa has as well. So, you know what? Polt's still holding on, but again, TaeJa playing the part of the boa constrictor. He's just wrapping around the center.
And sieging up his tanks. Now Marines are spilling in here. Oh my God, this could be the tipping point here. Looks like the center now goes back.
But at the same time, Polt coming up from the bottom with his own Marines.
Oh, wow.
Clearing out quite a bit as well. And during that, they had equal upgrades. So Polt's Marines did a lot more that time than all the other times that they actually fought. And you know what? The center, is he going to take it again?
Looks like just barely, yeah. Stimmy now as the tanks are in siege mode. Polt could run over this army, and it looks like he will.
Indeed he will, TaeJa. And Polt taking a big, strong lead with this move. Great job by Polt there.
Medevacs here, more tanks going down.
And he's got to be careful not to overextend here. He wants to kill that siege tank though before getting out.
And he does.
That's interesting because we showed on screen the battle that TaeJa was winning, but Polt came from the bottom with all his Marines and wiped everything out. So, really interesting how he actually came right back there. And in fact, the siege tank count is now 8 for Polt, and for TaeJa only 2.
Wow, so if Polt can get a good contain and just choke out these other expansions, I think Polt can get this.
Yeah, Polt also has more medevacs and more Marines, so Polt's in an amazing spot right now. And he's going to just rush right in there.
Yep, I think there might be too many siege tanks here. There's a lot of Marines, but just barely not enough, I think, here for TaeJa.
And TaeJa lifting off his command center. That's rough. When you lift off that command center, you are in a lot of trouble. TaeJa is taking another expansion to the bottom left during all this, realizing he needs to do something to catch back up.
Has TaeJa's expansions been spotted?
Let's see. Spilt water all over my keyboard. No. TaeJa's haven't, and Polt has. So, little thing to add in there.
All right, we have more and more units streaming up here. Right now, 4 of Polt here just wiping out TaeJa's army as they try to retreat, gunning them down with ease.
He's got to be careful, though. Doesn't want to take those siege tank hits. And with the huge tank advantage that Polt has right now, I feel like this is all he needs to do is keep this contain up, keep being cost efficient against TaeJa, but he does need to start scouting for expansions pretty soon. He can't just sit here and play as if TaeJa's being choked out, because TaeJa's not. TaeJa's going to have an additional base on Polt.
Oh, a little bit of an overextension, I think, here. But it looks like he's going to manage to get these siege tanks over here. There's more siege tanks up at the top. I didn't realize how much damage is actually being distributed there.
Polt's got to be careful, though. When you have no Marines left over, TaeJa can easily pick up some units and drop
He's got a big army coming over here.
Yeah. And, Polt actually took the center. I wasn't even looking down there. Okay, so, well, with Polt having that center as well, he contains and continues this lead, rather.
Stim Marines spread out, very strong against siege tanks. But when there's no Marines to cover those other siege tanks, then obviously Polt's Marines are going to do very well, very well as well. And now, I got to say, the siege tank count is just getting so low for TaeJa. I don't know how he recovers.
Yeah, he's down to 4 once again. Polt keeping his up at 7. despite all his huge amounts of aggression here.
He needs to get vision of that command center. He actually has range to hit that command center, and he's just not hitting it.
Yeah, he actually, that's so true. He needs to actually utilize that advantage. And I love that TaeJa with a great move, bringing in the SCV first to take the tank shots. And look at this, he's going to target that down. That is out of here, and down goes the command center. But don't forget, TaeJa does have those two bases to the bottom left, but
I can't believe he hasn't scouted there yet. That's the only place he hasn't looked.
Well, Polt now has seen the one at the natural in the bottom left, but he still hasn't seen the one in the main.
Oh, we got a big drop coming over here to help defend this base.
I think he realizes that now that that base is gone, Polt doesn't want to push into his main. Why would he want that? He doesn't need to. He just needs to go for the base that he's seen.
Oh, sorry, that's not a big defensive drop. That's a bunch of SCVs.
Oh, God, you're right. Well, I don't think that's going to work. Sorry, Marines, that's a planetary.
All right, so he's going to go up over here and probably behind the minerals.
And now that Polt sees that there's another base up here, he's going to have to think of exactly how to pull this off, because he can't lose. Even though he's way ahead, if he loses a big chunk of army anywhere, TaeJa can still absolutely come back.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has to do this methodically and carefully. Well, he's just going to prevent mining, so that's
again, he's just going to dry up TaeJa. TaeJa's going to come down here with a drop in the zone to help him defend. All right, a little bit too close to the planetary, but if you do set it up right, you are in good shape. Oh, the splash damage. Oh, one with the SCVs. Meow.
All right.
So TaeJa going to go for a big drop over here at the 4th base of Polt.
A good choice indeed. He's going to be able to knock out that command center, no question. Will Polt repair quickly, though? He could kill a lot of these Marines off.
That's a lot of SCVs.
That is a lot. But down it goes. Just too much damage output by TaeJa. So that's pretty strong, because TaeJa has kept both his bases in the bottom left so far.
This base over here in the bottom left, also in the red, it's burning.
Okay, Polt's going to go for a kill move. He just moved all of his units up here. This is it.
Right,
He's going for it.
Here we go. Stim. Can TaeJa hang on?
And it does not look like it. Just
that's going to be
it.
Expect GG pretty soon here, guys.
Very well played by Polt here.
He's quite the thinker.
Yeah, TaeJa has nothing left at this point. With no siege tanks, 0% chance for him to come back from here. He's going to go and drop a little bit more. He's trying to do some sort of base tradey type thing, building facts at his extra expansions, but Polt has so many units, he's not going to be able to really produce anything.
TaeJa, I don't know if he thought that was a planetary, but yeah, he could just drop all that and engage there. Now running away with his command center, Polt. It will be destroyed.
It's I like what TaeJa's trying to do. He's saying, well, you know, I'm still mining from these bottom 2 left bases. Maybe I can kill off the expansions and be fine. But Polt's standing army is just too big to lose this game.
It's almost impossible for Polt to lose this.
I just have to say, I think it is impossible. TaeJa his army is way too weak here. If he had a bunch of siege tanks, he might have a shot, but that he does not have.
All right, Polt loses that army, as TaeJa easily has way more. But again, he just TaeJa does not have the production facilities to support this.
Yeah, as Polt's siege tanks come down, how does he do this? But TaeJa's starting to make siege tanks. Polt's going a little bit slow about this, so maybe he can buy some time still. So that's what he's going to need to do.
I think actually what he's going to do is just unsiege up with everything and just hit the left side of the map, bottom left side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look here, guys. It's 13 siege tanks to 2, 72 Marines against 18. 8 medvacs against 4. But actually, TaeJa has more SCVs at this point. As funny as that is.
Kind of a funky game here. This barracks also going down.
Yeah.
167 supply at a 77.
But you will have a high ground advantage with siege tanks, which is a big deal. You can't underestimate that. That's for sure. He's trying to make, some, what do they call it in the army, like a kill box or something?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, Tasteless, maybe you should join the army.
I should get on that, man. America would be much safer with Commando Tasteless out there.
Yeah, I guess.
He could actually just drop one of those tanks. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do.
And there you go.
All right.
Very good move. And
GG. Okay. You can't blame the guy for trying.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if he loses one more game from here, he's in Code A at the bottom, which means that you might just go to Code B. And I don't care how good you are, man.
But
you go to Code B.
You're going to be in code, not even in the alphabet home slice.
Yes, not in the alphabet home slice.
Yeah,
That's
man.
exactly
That's a technical term. That's a technical term.
All right.
Some layman may not be familiar with that. With TaeJa, I got to hand it to Polt. He took the middle. He was aggressive. He was assertive. He analyzed what was going on. Even though he scouted that expansion late, he deserved to win that game.
Yeah, Polt played a very strong and straight-up game there. Despite losing his stim, he made some extra siege tanks. He defended for a bit. He took the center. Basically, at the earliest time that it makes sense. When you have the turret ring that early with the sensor tower, which both of them got around the same time, that's the moment where you don't have to be as afraid of drops and you can start doing positional plays on the map. And that's what he did, whereas TaeJa was much slower on that. And from there, Polt just pushed it into a victory. It was
really
very
nice
well done.
Game.
There was some nice back and forth, but we'll see if TaeJa can do better in this next game. It is going to be on Daybreak. I feel like I'll wait and see what his record is on Daybreak, but I feel like Polt TVT on Daybreak is not his best map.
I can't recall off the top of my head, but I feel like you're right.
I feel like
my memories of Polt.
It doesn't fit him.
He got outmaneuvered a lot actually on Daybreak, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's a really big map. It's harder for some of his marine-based aggression moves to work. Anyways, we'll see.
Indeed, we will.
Perfect map for TaeJa. Can hopefully play that longer game. There's not any contains like we saw last time on this map.
All right, guys. Let's go on to game number 2. Is Polt going to close this out? Or is TaeJa going to bring us a comeback? We're going to find out soon here at GSL.